friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I'm here to do an update video on my top 5 favorite online places to shop for groceries and more things that I want to keep my pantry stocked with. Now this is specifically tailored to people who maybe don't have good local stores that they can buy these kind of items, or they just can't get out and do shopping. And for us, we're so remote that a lot of the stuff we do, we get from online. Even though we do have a great grocery store here, we don't get as much stuff in our local store as we do from other places. So I wanted to share that with you just to keep you updated. It might be the same top 5 I talked about in the last video I did a few years ago, but some things have changed a little bit in the amount that I purchase from some of these places. So the number 1 top place is the Azure Standard, because I keep finding more and more things that I can get that is high quality and have it delivered right to my door. Or if you're one of those that has a local drop point, you can always just pick it up there and save yourselves a little bit more money in shipping, because if you live in some places, there's going to be an 8.5% charge for the drop point and all that, because there's still shipping that's got to be spread out amongst everybody that's ordering. Or if your drop point is, I think, Washington and Oregon, I think you don't have to pay any shipping, if I understand correctly. I know it was that way with Glory Bee, because it's not as far as a trip, and as long as the order is, like, I don't remember the total, like $500, $600 worth, you know, the total order, then they will just drive it up themselves for free. So as I said, a lot of the things I get from Azure Standard are things I used to get from other places I now get there. So some of those things would be like the roasted organic sunflower seeds, a lot of the nuts. I've always got, for many years now, I've got all my organic whole grains from there, and my rolled oats and other such, rice and more. But there's also, I also get my raw honey from there. I do get their refined coconut oil. They also carry an unrefined. I'll talk about that more in a bit. And I get their palm shortening now. It's great. I've been using it. I get all kinds of herbs and spices such as cinnamon sticks and a whole lot of other things. I have several places I get my herbs and spices from, but more and more as Azure Standard is carrying more of these great items, organic, I get from there, because it is a business that is just down in Oregon. I'm supporting a more local US based business, and also supporting what they stand for, which is very much the same as me as far as my beliefs and so on. Other things also would be their organic pastas, their dry beans, anything that you're going to use for baking, or you're just wanting to stock up in bulk. I do get a few things there for my chickens, because they do carry like organic barley, wheat, stuff that hasn't been sorted like they would for the human feed. They carry there, and you can get it for a lot better price since it hasn't been sorted. It's not a big deal when you're giving it to your chickens. And I use that to make my scratch with. I also now get my salt there, some of my sugars there, and a whole bunch of other things that I know I'm forgetting, because the list is long and constantly growing, which is why I do periodic Azure Standard haul videos, so people can see the kinds of things I buy. Oh yes, organic powdered dairy products such as whole milk, buttermilk, and so on. You can also buy there. So then the next place on the list is the place that I typically am going to get a lot of my organic produce from that I don't already grow, and that's going to be Misfits Market. I also get some of the organic dairy there, and a few other things there, such as like the organic canned water chestnuts, which I love so much, and just whatever's available at the time. But mostly I started Misfits Market so I would have a place to get good organic produce and have it delivered right to my door, and for a somewhat decent price. It kind of varies. It varies on what it is and the time of the year as well, what they have available. And then when it comes to stocking up on the types of meats that we can't typically or always get locally that have been grass-fed and organically raised and all that and haven't been given all the shots, I go with Butcher Box. And yes, their beef does come from Australia, but it is amazing. It is some of the best beef I've ever had. The rest of the meats they have, like the chicken, fish, and more, do come from the US, and all are the same way. They're all as organic as you can possibly get it, and it's a pretty decent price. And so you sign up for it, but you don't have to have it delivered monthly. You can schedule your deliveries for any time. It can be months out. You can have it once a month. You have 2 different sizes boxes that you can choose from. We just go with the smaller box. And then sometimes I might get a delivery a few months in a row, and sometimes I'll have it spread way out. As long as my freezer is full, I don't worry about it. Come fall, they usually have turkeys available, and I'll get my turkey there from as well. And I've been very, very happy with them. Been doing business with them for a few years now, and still very pleased with their product. Now, one place I highly recommend for things that you might buy in smaller quantities, like maybe smaller packages of pastas or boxes of organic cereals, supplements, organic juices, and the like, I highly recommend Vitacost. To me, it's a far better deal than doing something like Thrive Market, which I did look into. I signed up for just so I could see what on earth they even had available, which irritated me that I couldn't even see what they had available. So I had to pay for a membership just to see what they had. Immediately turned around and asked for my money back because I could get just as good or better prices through Vitacost without having to pay for a membership. No membership required for Vitacost. They're a great place. I'm not affiliated with them, but I will provide their link down below, along with the Butcher Box, the Misfits Market, and the Azure Standard. Now, the Butcher Box and Misfits are referrals, and as well as Azure Standard. Those are all referrals. So when you go through those links, that does help us out a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, Vitacost is a great place to get all of that kind of stuff. Just a lot of great organic stuff there that maybe it's stuff you're not wanting to buy in bulk, but they carry like the Cascadian Farm cereals, the Kashi organic cereals, and a few others that we really like. And so I'll stock up on some of that there. And I do get some of the cereals from like the puffs, the wheat puffs and rice puffs from Azure Standard because I can get a better price on them there. But typically when it comes to the boxed organic cereals, I've found the best price at Vitacost. And a lot of times they almost always have some kind of discount available that's 10% off everything in your cart, 15% off, sometimes even 20% off. And so I'm using those discounts quite often. And again, no membership fee and free shipping if you order, I think it's at least $50 worth of stuff, which is easy to do when you're just stocking your pantry anyway. And then the last place would be Costco. Now, we do have a Costco, but they are about 75 miles away. Once in a great while, we will do a trip into town, or Patrick will, because I rarely have time to leave the house. And maybe we'll pick up the things that are cheaper to buy directly in the store rather than have shipped, or just are not available to have shipped to our area, such as the organic milk and like the dog food. I can order online, but it's much more expensive because shipping is included into the cost there, which it makes sense because it's 40-pound bags. And a few other things, like I do get their organic virgin coconut oil there because that is the cheapest price on organic coconut oil. Now I can order this online, but if we're going in there anyway, we'll get some of the stuff I normally order online, would just go ahead and pick up there. But some other things I'd normally order online would be like their organic cane sugar, still the best price I've seen. I can get it from Azure Standard though. They do have the organic cane sugar as well, but I still get a better price for it at Costco. Now, if you have a Costco in your town, you can actually order online and have it delivered to your door, and everything that's available in the store is available for that. Unfortunately, it isn't for us because we're too far out, but I don't think there's an added shipping cost, or if there is, it's minimal. It's not very much. And anyway, you can have that delivered right to your door if you have a Costco in town. So if you're one that can't get out to a Costco, and maybe you haven't bothered to even get a membership, it could be worth it for that alone, because there are still many things, even though Azure Standard has some really, really great prices, there are still a lot of things that you can get at Costco for a better price than you can through Azure Standard. And that might be worth it to you. And some other things I do get from Costco are also their avocado oil and their organic olive oil. So a lot of that kind of stuff I get there. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of things, but I just wanted to give you some ideas of the types of things I buy from these 5 different online places. Now, I do still get a few herbs and spices from Frontier or Anthony's through Amazon if I can't find them at Azure Standard, but I am trying to make that switch more to Azure Standard. But there still are certain things that is unavailable to me there. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, if it's something I don't already grow, then and Azure Standard doesn't have it, then I go to Frontier Co-op or Anthony's Goods through Amazon, because they have the best selection there and the best prices on those things when you go that way. So they have their own storefronts on Amazon, and they are US based businesses as well. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, my little update there for those who are interested. And any thoughts, ideas you'd like to share, please put those in comments down below. Remember, that does help boost the algorithms if you just want to get in there and just share your own thoughts. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.